I feel like touched into the heart when I see people of different colors just and different communities coming together and protesting for human rights. And I love that Candyman touched space with these topics.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Pop Culture Planet. I'm your host, Kristen Maldonado, TV film critic, content creator, and champion for inclusion. And today we are chatting with Rodney L. Jones III, who is best known for starring in Fargo, the new Candyman movie. He is just making moves. I hope you enjoy our conversation. Before we get into all the incredible projects you've been working on recently, like Candyman and Fargo, I'd love to kind of go back to the beginning. Did you always dream of acting? And where did you kind of find your love of the entertainment space?
I started doing theater camps in the summer with Looking Glass Theater back in Chicago, and just participating in theater programs. And my older sister had been doing it, and so I kind of just like that way, everything started moving forward. I guess my mom saw that I was enjoying it, so we eventually we got like an agent, and we started auditioning for jobs, and it all went on from there.
That's awesome. I love that it's like kind of in your family, like your sister was doing it, you were doing it too, and it kind of spiraled from there. That's awesome. Do you ever remember like the first time you saw a character or story on screen that you really connected with, and how that kind of impacted you?
I'm pretty sure that one of the first movies I had ever seen was Star Wars, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. And I feel like for some things I can definitely connect with pretty much all of the characters, no matter what their race is or what situation they're in. And I feel like for Star Wars, it's like someone like Anakin Skywalker. He's definitely my favorite character. I always feel a little sad when I think about him and his downfall, because it's like he was at fault just as much as anyone for what happened to him, but also some of the people around him, like some of the ways they treated him were they could have definitely done better. So connecting to someone like Anakin has always been something that I could do.
You appeared in The Chi, Chicago Fire, Lovecraft Country, and of course Fargo and Candyman, which recently have come out. Are you drawn to a certain type of genre?
I loved working on both Candyman and Fargo. I love that genre. I wouldn't go somewhere like something super like, say, like Disney and Nickelodeon. What I like about it is that it's like a slow drama that's like some of the things they dive into are just I find really interesting. Like, and Candyman's a horror, and I love horror films. I've always loved like scary things, like going to Fright Fest. And so those particular genres, drama and horror, yes, I am drawn to them.
So Fargo, what has that been like?
Working on Fargo was a great experience. It was amazing. I got to be around many big stars, and I learned a lot from working on Fargo, and it's definitely helped me in my career, just to getting where I am right now. It's it was definitely really fun, because I'm glad I worked on it, because it was a TV show, so it lasted a long time. And all the people I met on set were great and were very open and kind. And I got to do a lot of fun things. Like I remember one time on Fargo, I rode the dolly on set. So that was also fun. And then just being a part of like the story, how like the show comes from the movie Fargo. and it's a Coen Brothers project, and they're big, you know, they're humongous. So it's just been great.
And you're playing with, actors like Chris Rock. What was that like?
I didn't know exactly who he was when I first got it, because you know, he most of the things he was in were you know, adult stuff, right? But I found that, like, I remember when I was younger, I used to watch something like what was that, Madagascar, you know. So I used to watch that when I was a little kid. So you know, my mom told me that that was one of the things he was in, and showed me a bunch of other stuff that he was in. And obviously my grandfather was like, had watched a lot of the things he was in. So I was super stoked to find out I was working with him, because you know, by then I knew that he was such a great actor, and I knew that there was definitely a lot I could learn from working near him.
And then, going into Candyman, I mean, that must have been really exciting, especially now seeing the success of that movie, with Nia DaCosta becoming the first Black female filmmaker to open a picture at #1. That's like, you're breaking records and things like that. That's incredible. So can you
Yeah.
tell us about what it was like joining that cast?
I was very excited to find out about Candyman, obviously, because it was because it's a part of this, like, this this urban legend from a long time ago that, you know, still kind of like people still affects people today. And then just when I went to see Candyman, I didn't know how the film was going to come out, but I saw it and it was amazing. And I love how it you know, it was scary, but it wasn't only that, it was the psychological horror, which kind of, I love that it made me scared without even having to, like, be slashing blood all over the place. That and it gets into some of the topics of racial prejudices, and seeing as what has happened previously with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. It's very relevant to what's happening right now because of the recent tragedies. And you know, it was Candyman, it was actually supposed to come out earlier during that time when the tragedies occurred. So it's definitely, it pains me to have to kind of like think about that's happening, that it happened and it's still happening, and that people are this way in this world, that, you know, people are flawed that way. But I feel like touched into the heart when I see people of different colors, just in different communities, coming together and protesting for human rights. And I love that Candyman touched space with these topics.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's so important. And, I feel like the projects that you're, starting to work on are also kind of dabbling in those areas where you're tackling, race at times, and psychological horror, and drama, and also kind of showing, people of color in a space that we haven't always been in, like horror and things like that, which is really exciting. In the future, do you ever see yourself, kind of creating projects like that, maybe writing or directing, or are you kind of more focused on acting right now?
I definitely would love to be a part of the filmmaking process. It's always been something that I want to be a part of, kind of like every aspect of putting together a movie or a TV show, because, you know, it's just like, when I know, like, after like a movie or a TV show will come out, I'll like, or even years later after it comes out, I'll look at some of the videos of like the filmmaking process, and what went into making it. And it's I'll sit through like hours of this like documentary, and I always thought that like storytelling was something fun to do. Like some of the books I've read in the past, and like some of the books I've been reading just recently, I've been like, well, these are great books, these could definitely be adapted into like a movie or a TV show. Definitely being a part of the filmmaking process is a big interest of mine.
Are there any books in particular that you're like, oh, I want to see this adapted, or I'd love to be a part of that?
There was this one that I will be like, I'll be reading for school. It's called Hatchet. And I actually looked into it because it was like, it's too good to not already have been adapted into a movie. And it actually was a long time ago. So I think that since it was a while ago, and not a lot of people have seen it, I definitely think that making it into a movie again would be a great idea, and I would love to be a part of it.
If you like this one, you can check out more Pop Culture Planet right over here or on your favorite podcast listening platforms. See ya.